Hello everyone, my name is Gustavo, and today I will talk about the most popular sport of the world, the football. So let's start for the beginning. Between the first and third centuries, there were some sports similar to football in Japan and Greece. They were not official sports. They used it to play just for fun. And in 1863, were created the first official rules of the football in England. In 1894, and the football was brought to Brazil by Charles Miller, who was a Brazilian who was studying in England. And he brought to Brazil the equipment, the rules necessary to play the football. In 1904, the FIFA was created, and FIFA is the biggest organization of football, and it was created exactly for that, to organize the competitions, to organize the football around the world. And in 1930 was the first World Cup, marking the start of the main competitions of the football. Now, I will talk about the main competitions of football in the world. At first, about the Libertadores. That's the main competition of South America. And it's played by clubs of whole South America. The biggest winner of Libertadores is Independiente from Argentina. The Brazilian club with more titles of Libertadores is Flamengo, with 4, and they are the current champion. They won the Libertadores of last year. About the Champions League, it's the main competition, the main clubs competition of the world. It's played in Europe by clubs from almost whole Europe. The biggest winner of Champions League is Real Madrid, with 15 titles, followed by Milan with 7 titles. And the main competition of football is the World Cup. It's played by national teams every 4 years. The biggest winner is Brazil with 5 titles. We are the main winner of World Cup, and followed by Germany and Italy with 4 titles. Now, I will talk about the titles of Brazil in the World Cup. At first, about the first title, that was in 1958. This edition of the World Cup was played in Sweden, and Brazil won the host Sweden in the final match for 5-2, and the main player was Pelé, when he was only 17 years old. In 1968, we were champions again. Brazil won Czechoslovakia for 3-1 in Chile. That was played this edition. And in this edition, Pelé was injured, so the main player was Garrincha. And in 1970, Brazil returned to win the World Cup. And this team of this edition is considered one of the best teams in the history of football. And the main player was Pelé again, winning his third World Cup with Brazil. Brazil won Italy in the final match for 4-1, and this edition was played in Mexico. In 24 years later, Brazil won the World Cup again. This edition was played in USA, and Brazil won Italy again in the final match, but this time it was in penalties after a draw for 0-0. And the main Brazilian player in this edition was Romário. And our last title was in 2002, when the World Cup was played in Japan and South Korea. And Brazil won Germany in the final match for 2-0, with 2 goals by Ronaldo, who was the main player of this edition. So now I will talk about the greatest player of history. At first about Cristiano Ronaldo, who is he's the top scorer of football in official matches with almost 1,000 goals, and soon I think he will reach the mark of 1,000 goals. And he's the main player of Champions League. He's not the biggest winner, but he's the main player, the most decisive. And about Messi, who is the biggest winner of the Ballon d'Or prizes. I think he has 8 prizes of the Ballon d'Or. He has also 1 World Cup with Argentina in last edition of World Cup. And about Pelé, who is considered the main soccer player of history. He has 3 World Cups that he won with Brazil, and he's the only player who has this made. Some players won the World Cup as player and as coach, but he's the only player who won 3 World Cups as a player. So to conclude, we have a phrase from Pelé, that the success is no accident. It's a hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and loving of what you're doing. So thank you for attention, and that's it.